Should we do a little mic check?
Yeah, a little mic check.
Okay, I guess I'll start.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's the mic check work? Maybe that should be the opening cut right there.
Hello and welcome to Quest Jammers. My name is Troels, and today, or tonight, depending on when you're listening to this, we are going to play 50 Fathoms, a setting within the Savage World system, Savage Worlds. Today, I have with me 5 brave players who are going to embark on this steampunk pirate adventure. First, among the players, we have Viktor. Could you present yourself, Viktor, please?
Sure. So, my name is Viktor Beregszászi, and I will be playing Takas, the brilliant quartermaster on the ship who has a talent for calculation. Imagine me as hermit crab, who's very good with numbers. I have telescopic eyes and wearing especially two monocles, which are not interconnected. That's why they're monocles, because my telescopic eyes are swinging all around when I'm getting too excited. Yes, but whatever I need to make for greatness, because with this crew, I calculate that we have approximately 0.5% of chance of survival, which is 2 times the amount which I would have elsewhere. So I stick around with this weird bunch.
Thank you so much. You're, of course, playing Takas the Scarillion, who are these hermit crab people. And with us as well, we have Anna. Welcome, Anna. Who are you? Oh, you were just eating something. Pardon me.
No, I'm fine. Hi, my name is Anna, and I will be playing swashbuckling, dashing pirate called Salia, who loves explosive, are a bit sarcastic, and have seen a lot in life. But most of all, she loves to have fun and to be the best person ever, which she mostly succeeds in.
And definitely is not overconfident. Certainly.
No, overconfidence would be something that other people do. I mean, I'm the best and I know it, right? That's how it works?
Absolutely. And she's, of course, a Masakwani, who are these human-like people who live in the world of Caribdus, are native to it. If any creature lived in Caribdus that was the most similar to human, Masakwani would be it. And next, we have Ben.
Yes, Ben here. And I will be playing Flork. And Flork is strong, happy fool. Flork has no worries, and Flork is Flork.
Flork is, of course, a Grail, who are these big, blubbery humanoids whose names are defined by the first thing they say when they're little. And, of course, the first thing he said was Flork, hence his name. Big, friendly, good at lifting things. And then we have Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt Watson-Jones, and I am playing as Samantha Caraway, a human who has been in this strange world that is not Earth for 3 or 4 months, and I'm just starting to get used to it. I'm a pirate, but I'm very well spoken.
Of course, humans are the most alien of all races in Caribdus. They are strangers to this land. And so Samantha is a stranger to most of the races here. Although aboard this ship, as we'll learn soon enough, the ship is mostly manned by humans. Last, we have with us Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh Wilson, and I am playing Garnar. Garnar, he's dressed kind of like a Victorian gentleman in full tails, I imagine. Full suit, very well put, kept together, and of course has the face of a squid. He is a squid man, he is a kraken, and he talks like this, and I'm just very excited to be learning about all these new things. I'm not much for adventure, but I do like the fashion, and I do enjoy the technology part of it. It's like magic from a different time,
Exactly. And of course, Kraken are very few in number. Their race is almost gone. They are seekers of knowledge, and somehow one of them has found their way aboard this ship. We are in the world of Caribdus aboard the ship called the Alacrity. This ship is, like most of the ships, and most of the human-operated ships in this world, is an alien entity within this world. It has come through a strange portal some months ago, and while most of the ships most of the human ships who have come into this world are from the Age of Sail, the legendary age of piracy with peg legs and cannons and wooden ships, this ship is from a heightened Victorian steampunk world. It has come, like most of the others, through a portal, but is a thing to behold compared to the other ships. It is a magnificent apparatus of metal plating and strange devices and powerful artillery cannons. When most of the people in Caribdus saw it for the first time, they thought it was some sort of monster, but eventually some of the denizens of this world have gotten used to the fact that there is now this large metallic ship sailing the seas. It's only been here for a few months, so many of the people still think of it as a legend, but you've been to some ports where you've seen awe-stricken natives watching this marvel as it came into the harbor, sometimes too large even to dock. So it's been a difficult time, but over these months, you've picked up some of these native races for various reasons. We have the Masakwani who have come here because of their sense of adventure. They want to see what vessel is like. Salia among them, of course, lured in by the powerful artillery and explosives that the Masakwani mind can scarcely imagine such magnificence. We have Floric, who came aboard the ship mostly because he's strong and it was practical to have someone with that kind of strength on board. Humans, of course, are very practical, and from this Victorian world that they're from, they're not quite as imperialistic and looking down on other people as they would be in our normal world. A little more practical, a little more, we need to survive in this world. So of course they've taken aboard these races, which also leads us to our Scarillion, our hermit crab, who knows how to be a quartermaster better than any human would know in this world. He is familiar with the world of Caribdus and knows exactly how to dot the I's and cross the T's, and keeps the accounts on this ship, especially handy since the original quartermaster on this ship died from a mysterious disease a couple of months back. Then we have of course, the Kraken, as we've heard, who was originally thought of as a monster with his tentacle face, but his knowledge has been discovered to be very useful. He knows of ancient sites and places that are useful and could have treasure, and he's led this crew to one or more interesting sites already. And of course, Samantha being the human who is now getting used to the fact that she is surrounded by these strange races that she now has to work with, and is aboard a dwindling crew of humans. Some humans have died in these 6 months that the Alacrity has been in the ocean. Some of them have died for various reasons, through storms and other things. Others have actually deserted because they wanted to explore this world for themselves. Most recently, though, you sailed into a horrible storm where you were attacked by a large and monstrous, mysterious creature that killed many of the crewmen on board and did significant damage to the ship. After you emerged from the storm, your captain decided to pursue this creature. Quite foolishly, one might say, but she is a strong-willed woman, and you've now been in pursuit of this ship for 3 weeks. However, you have found yourself surrounded by a strange fog as you sail into the Flotsam Sea, which is in the center of Caribdus, and you've been in this fog. It's been encroaching you on all angles. Some of you have sometimes seen strange visions in the fog, and you've also noticed that the wildlife has begun to behave strangely around your ship, almost as if the technology of the ship is affecting the wildlife itself. And you are now here. Like I said, it's been 3 weeks. Their supplies are running low. The fog is never ending. and there was nothing in sight, neither land nor the creature that attacked your ship. You're all sitting in the crew quarters at this time. It is night, and people are huddling together, this dwindling crew. Also, as supplies are running low, some of the crew members are getting sick and also dying. Of course, humans are easily susceptible to some of the diseases of Caribdus, which makes it even more difficult. Samantha, of course, is the medic and has been helping out, but it is a difficult job. And you're now in the crew quarters, sitting in various places. Some of you may be close to each other, maybe some of you far away from each other, depending on your preference. But the crew are gathered here and eating some of the scarce food and drinking some of the water and maybe a bit of grog that is still left to raise the morale of the crew on the ship.
As a quartermaster, I'm a hermit crab and going around carrying my smaller mobile hermit crab house on my back. And I'm like, okay, everyone, gather around for your nightly sludge. It's delicious and nutritious. And I reach back under one of my armpits and I take out a big spoonful of green sludge to distribute as dinner.
Of course, the mainstay of the food now left on this vessel is this mysterious sludge. Some of you think it's just sort of mixed together bits of whatever's left over. Some of you don't even want to know where it's from, but it is what is served every night these past 2 weeks.
Flork never grow tired of green sludge.
My favorite crewmate, delicious and nutritious. You will have its second portion.
You very kind to Flork. Thank you, Takas.
Hey, Takas, is it possible you have something else that doesn't stick to the roof when I throw it up?
That is the best thing. When you throw up and it sticks to the roof, you can reuse it. It's called circular economy.
No, you misunderstand me. I'm not supposed to be throwing up by eating food. Then you're doing it wrong.
You're just too weak, and I slap you on the back with 5 arms.
I throw my food in his face.
Now, everyone, I think we've got to maintain civility. The captain had a vision of us following the ship. So, yes, we are out in the fog, and yes, things are bad, and yes, we don't know where we are, or where we're going, or what is happening, or anything really at all. But we've got to maintain civility.
I mean, I didn't stab him. I didn't blow up the ship. My point is that what you say, we are in this fog. Everything is horrible. Where's the captain? Why isn't the captain here eating the food with us? I don't see her being here, trying to eat this thing, throwing up, and then apparently what we throw up is what we eat in the next evening.
That is a disturbing revelation, to be sure. You bring up a good point, though. Maybe we should see the captain.
Takas, I know you're trying to be supportive and say lies like nutritious and delicious, but as quartermaster, surely you know how many days more food do we have?
Well, thank you for your concern. It depends how many times we are reusing it. And because of that point, Doctor, maybe don't throw the next dead crew members off board. We are running low on supplies.
As he says this, I'll take my spoon and reach over and scrape some of the green slop off of Takas's face or shell or wherever it was sprayed by Salia, and just mindlessly continue eating it, humming to myself. Slop, slop, slop.
I don't
Thank
like
you.
the idea of eating crew members. Also, it's probably bad for morale to just say that openly in front of the crew. Perhaps
Really, you think?
I have a suspicion. I'm writing it down. And my hypothesis is this is bad for morale.
You do see people turning their heads around. The crew is starting to listen to this discussion, and there's already a lot of concern about how much food is left, and there's a lot of discontent. So this whole discussion is definitely not making it better. And as you're mentioning the captain earlier, one of the other crew members is saying, "Yeah, the captain should get a hold on this. We've been out of this fog for such a long time. I think we should go talk to the captain. She's hiding in her cabin for such a long time now. I think we should confront the captain." Another of the crew members chips in. And a lot of discontent is starting to arise amongst the people sitting down here, hungry and angry as they are.
Gentlemen, please. Yes, we should approach the captain, but if we arrive like a mutinous mob, where will that get? Just a select
Perhaps-
few of us could speak with the captain and just share the opinions of the whole crew.
I'd like Samantha to roll persuasion.
First roll of the game. Okay, I'm gonna roll 10.
10.
On the first roll. Well, a 0 is a 10, right? There's no. My
That's
dice.
right.
I rolled a 0, but I'm assuming that's a 10.
The discontentment of the crew quietens as Samantha's mild but also firm voice starts to reason with them, and they quieten down. You've seen this happen before. Generally speaking, Samantha tends to be the voice of reason. This is not the first time that Samantha has talked some sense into the crew, and although they're still malcontent, they sit down and they eat their sludge.
So, Samantha, you seem to have a grand command of words, an eloquent speech about you that can calm the hearts of those around. Mayhaps you should go and speak to the captain on behalf of the crew and figure out what's going on.
Thank you, darling, you asked. But perhaps not only me, but several of us?
Flork volunteer to speak with captain.
Oh.
Well, I have no problem going there. I mean, I have a couple of words I want to say to her about, morale, standing next to your crew, getting the better food ration. While saying this, Salina is casually juggling one of her firecrackers also, just to, make it very clear.
You see some of the crew members, although they're quieter now, being persuaded by Samantha, they look a little nervous, a little fidgety when you're like just holding a firecracker in your hand and fiddling with it. And they some of them move a little away, even though it's really cramped and they have to sit really close to each other. Some of them start moving a little further away.
I just ignore that. I'm used to people being a bit farther away from me.
Flork have suggestion for captain too. Flork been thinking about who eat first and who look tastiest. Flork will share this with captain.
I never like when you're thinking, Flork.
We are going to have a conversation. We're not turning up to intimidate.
I would never intimidate people. That's really not in my nerves to do that. I'm saying this while gesticle with my firecracker to really understate my work.
Each gesture with the firecracker, the people around is like moving like inches and inches and inches away.
I want to point out we are in a confined space.
Oh yeah, no worries. These are secure. I just need to do, light things and then put them together, and then they are dangerous, I mean, now it's totally fine.
There are candles on all of these tables, and although Salia is careful enough not to put it close to the candle, just the fact that she is waving it, sitting at a table with a candle nearby, makes everyone even more nervous.
Found I'm not quite as hungry as I thought. I might just go out.
Flork eat for you.
You can take my food as well, Flork.
I can also offer the red slime. It was from the day before yesterday. It's matured quite nice. It's like good wine.
When you say it matured quite nice, what do you mean with that?
Well, it's like takas. Before I came out from my third larva shell, and I was soft as a kitten, which I ate some times ago. Then I matured and I became a smart crabman. How this red sludge has been matured. But of course, Samantha, I will be also joining you, speaking with the quack captain. The smartest person needs to speak with the captain, of course.
No intention of speaking with the captain, but if you insist, the smartest person going and speaking with them, I of course can.
As you're all discussing, Samantha has gone onto the deck of the ship, has left the crew's quarters. Samantha, you walk out, and as always, the first thing you see when you open the door and after climbing the stairs, this thick fog just hits you. You can see maybe a few meters ahead of you on deck, but it's really, really difficult within this fog. And of course, you see some of the deckhands holding lanterns to illuminate the areas, but they do their best, and you hear the steady rhythm of the ship sailing through the water, and just the general eerie stillness that is out here in the Flotsam Sea. Too still, you don't hear any seagulls or any other creatures. Just once in a while, you hear the bell ringing.
I just walk the deck. I mostly wanted to get away from the firecracker. I didn't want the firecracker exploding in my face.
I'm just saying, if we all go together, it could be considered a show of force. However, I think if we all have grievances to air, we should air them. So I'm stuck in this sort of conundrum between 2 points where I'm like, maybe we shouldn't all go, but maybe we should all air our grievances. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking maybe we need to do a pros-con list.
What if we do like this? What if we go and you speak for us? I mean, you are kind of smart.
Or I can speak because I'm smartest and I hate you all. Therefore, I'm the most logical option to be picked.
Well, I do find a fallacy in that statement. However, I feel like we're wasting the night, and I don't want to wake the captain up after they go to sleep.
Flork not understand what we talk. And I stand up and I have 3 different bowls of green slop and 1 red slop, all within one arm, carrying it like a baby, and a spoon in the other hand. And I start to walk for the door. Flork, speak with Captain. You come. You help Flork.
I just look at the table like, okay, this is not going to be good.
Okay, well, we can't have just the 2 of them go. You see Garner also gets up, brushes off their pants and their jacket to follow.
As you're on the deck, Samantha, I'd like you to actually roll a notice.
5.
5. You don't quite see anything. You might have if you'd rolled higher, but you
Every player's favorite scenario.
you thought for a moment you saw a flicker of light in the distance, but you think better of it. It's probably just your mind playing tricks. Are the rest of you moving out onto leaving the crew quarters? Also, you're openly discussing confronting the captain, and now Samantha has left, which also some of the rest of the crew, they start to get a little rowdy again.
Do we notice this, that they're starting to kind of react to us?
Yeah, you probably noticed this, yes.
So I think then Garner will turn around before leaving just to try and assure everyone, we are not doing a mutiny.
I'd like you to just roll a d4, because you don't have persuasion or anything.
I have no persuasion.
And you also...
I got a 1.
You see the crew starting to get visibly upset. They're starting to talk amongst themselves. You hear the word mutiny get passed around a lot. Some of the older officers still, they come in and they're like, no, we couldn't possibly think of committing mutiny. That would be to dishonor the name of the Queen. They start to get kind of the people in line, but malcontent is definitely fermenting among them.
Everyone come out onto the deck.
I'm already up on that. I was like, no.
I'm very scared, so I just go back halfway in my shell, only my 2 telescopic eyes poke out, and after that, like a big seashell, clamber up, because it seems very dangerous down there with the mutinous people.
Does Flork also leave?
Yes, carrying my slops, still cradling my slops and eating them as I lead the way towards the captain's chamber.
Of course, as always, Flork, you find the space as you leave to get on the deck. You find it quite narrow, and you have to almost squeeze through the doorway to get up there. But you use some of the slop to kind of as
lubricant.
You have to use some of the slop as kind of like lubricant to kind of squeeze yourself through it. Yes, Samantha.
And because I'm cradling, it's like kind of slopping out as I'm going through anyway.
Yeah.
Ew.
If I see Flork heading towards the captain's door, I'd quite like to get to the door ahead of him. Just so she doesn't open the door to just Flork standing in front of her looking intimidating.
That's a very good point. I will have... Well, you're ahead, of course. You're already on board on the ship, so you don't have to roll for this. You're already on the deck, so you will be able to get there ahead of Flork. And you also see the others kind of coming up on deck.
Okay, then I knock on the door.
Before you do that, of course, one of the guards is standing outside The captain specifically said not to let anyone inside.
But we don't have to go inside. The captain can come out.
The captain specifically said not to have anyone come inside or that she would ever come outside at present.
Well, that's fine. I suppose we can stand just outside the door. The door can be open, and she stands inside.
The captain also specified that the door should not be opened under any circumstances unless the captain's... Actually, even if the captain says to open the door, it shouldn't be open.
What if she stands on the other side of the door, we stand here and we scream across the door? Will that be better?
I don't know how you do in your... He speaks really poor Masakwani at you. I don't know how Masakwani do their thing, but we human not do like Masakwani. All right?
Takas also have an idea. You humans need to go and poo, not in your room, right? So we can just wait here and the captain will be coming out, right? That's good.
I'm not sure what you're insinuating. If I have to go, I will be relieved by another guard, and there's always going to be one person guarding this door.
Flork, guard door. For you. You relieve self.
Roll persuasion.
Is that a D4?
That's just a D4. It's a chance die, basically.
I got a 1.
Big guy, don't worry about it. I got this covered. You don't have to do anything.
I just continue happily eating then. Well, Flork thought, great idea.
So, presumably I know the guard's name.
Yes, he goes by the name Doubloon.
So I speak to Doubloon and I say, Doubloon, darling, you know, a guard is guarding the captain from threats, danger. Surely you don't consider me a threat to the captain?
Persuasion.
Let's hope it's not a terrible roll. It's an 8!
He looks very befuddled, embarrassed for a moment. Miss Caraway, of course. Put it like that. Sorry, I got lost in your eyes for a moment. What did you want?
All right, darling, it happens all the time. We just like a little brief word with the captain. We won't keep her long.
I mean, I suppose I could open the door, or just open it a little bit, and then if anything happened, that would be fine.
And you'll be here to protect us all, won't you, big strong man?
Yeah, I suppose I'm quite strong. I've been, lifting things. He looks extremely embarrassed. His head is, his whole face is really, really deep crimson, and he reaches over to the door and kind of fiddles with it. That's strange. The door's not budging.
Me, and I try and open the door handle myself.
Doesn't seem to respond.
Flork fix door. What does Flork roll to fix the door?
I mean, you can just roll strength if that's what you want.
That's what I want. 9. I think Flork, he's the strong kind where he just grabs the handle, twists it, breaking the lock, and then just sort of like pushes it open. But it looks very, very effortless for Flork. Flork, very good with doors.
You push open, you destroy the lock, and you push the door open, and like creaks as it this metallic creak. It's like a metallic door, so it kind of creaks as you move it.
Is there a light on inside? Is it...
There is a light on inside. Yeah, this is like basically the helm of the ship, where the captain also, like, she has her cabin close by, but it's basically the helm of the ship.
I guess we go.
Go on, Samantha. I give you a little push inside the door.
Stumble as I step in because I've been pushed by Salia.
All right. Okay. Is anyone else getting like a sort of like a spooky vibe here?
Nah, it will be fine. But, just in case, better you go first.
Oh, I disagree. I think if anyone...
Be my guest.
Ah!
And then I go in as the third person.
You go in and you see a figure hunched over a table. You see, as you go into the helm, you see all these different kind of like panels and gears and gyros and all these different devices that are part of the complex mechanism that operates this ship. And you see a woman kind of pacing back and forth, looking at the different panels, and sometimes looking out the window. And she looks very upset, almost frantic, and basically doesn't notice you as you come in. You just also see that she hasn't eaten in weeks, probably, or like at least days. She's maybe at most had something to drink, and looks almost delirious.
Well, with the food on board, I don't blame her for not eating.
Why
Hello,
did you say
Captain.
that?
Flork want to discuss mutiny with you.
No, Flork! Oh no! Garnar's like
Captain,
sweating.
just a little joke there, Captain. Are you all right?
She kind of looks at you almost as if you're not there. She's like, must find the place, must find the beast, must find the beast. I must hunt the beast, I must find the beast. And she just keeps repeating it and looks at the different panels, looks at the different mechanisms, and doesn't seem to notice you at all.
Samantha, is this common human behavior? Because in Masaconic terms, this will mean she's crazy, and we need to solve it.
Yes, perhaps let's not call her crazy.
You also see something strange as you look closer. It's almost as if her skin there's a change to her skin. It's strange, it's difficult to explain, but almost as if part of the ship's mechanisms are melding into her skin. Almost as if her body has been gradually replaced. You see kind of almost as if her arm is operated by gears, and like her right hand is this strange metallic grotesque mess, and her right eye is also seems to be partly mechanical at this point.
Well, it seems that she's not looking too good. Maybe she's turning into Squirrelian because she's getting on her armor. She was soft like a larva before. But look at her, and I pinch her with my claw. She's growing her tough shell right there now.
I'd like you, Garanar, to do a knowledge roll, actually.
Sure. 7.
7. So you've heard that this sort of thing has happened ever since the ship entered this world, that the magic, especially you've heard rumors that the magic of the Flotsam Sea, some of the other steamships that have entered this world, the way the magic of the Flotsam Sea interferes with these devices, it's almost as if the magic is melding with the technology, sometimes changing people's bodies if they are immersed enough in the technology. If they're close enough to these devices long enough, it could theoretically happen, but you've never seen it actually happen before.
So Garnar is going to take a step out and okay, everyone, can we have like a little like team huddle over here? Just like Captain, just 2 seconds. Not a mutiny, just a team huddle.
I put away my firecrackers. Again, Samantha, is this normal with humans?
This is nothing I've ever seen before. I was about to ask you if this was normal for your world.
I might have some information if we could just make a huddle. I just feel like we need to be like in a small unit, preferably outside of the room, so that like not overheard. Again, Captain, not a mutiny.
Okay.
I don't think she care about us, actually.
She still is just kind of talking to herself, raving, looking at the different monitors, looking at her gears, looking at the gears, kind of operating things in a very, not even in an effective manner, just like tweaking things and pulling levers, not even to any effect. Doesn't seem to be doing anything in particular, of any particular use.
I step outside the door with Garanar, and I wink to Doubloon as I step out and say, "We're not quite done yet."
I'd like you to roll notice.
Again?
Yeah.
10! Ha-ha!
You see that there's something a little off with Doubloon. He's like kind of like twitching a little bit, and is similar, like an earlier stage maybe of the effect that is affecting the captain, but is starting to he's looking at his hand as if it's starting to turn into metal, and if like the bones are turning into gears, and he's just obsessively looking at it and looks really, really freaked out.
So I've got a theory. people are becoming machines. Sometimes things from other worlds have an effect on this one, where we find ourselves witnessing a sort of melding. I believe that this ship, this feat of engineering, of metal magic, as it were, is being absorbed into the captain.
And how do we undo it?
I don't know.
You've heard that there are magic sources in the deep within the Flotsam Sea, magic sources that can be used to change the fabric of existence, as it were.
What I mean
But
to say,
you don't know if that could actually reverse it.
what I mean to say is, I know we'd have to go deeper into the fog if we wanted to find a way to save the people on board.
And there is actually 2.5% chance that we already started to change. Let's hope not.
When you say people on board, I'm huddling very close. Do you mean humans or like everyone? This is very important.
Do I mean humans or everyone? This is very important.
Humans specifically.
I think we're okay, but Samantha, I'd be worried that this could happen to you as well.
Right, well, I mean, I have a pocket watch. Should I?
Well, throw it away! Absolutely, just get rid of it!
I can take it.
Yeah, there you are, Sally.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't
So-
even know. It's still pretty close proximity.
Just, I'd like it back if we can find the cure.
Yeah. I keep it close for you. I keep it safe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, if the humans will be turning into machines in approximately X plus Z days, I will be figuring out the variables a bit later. We can try to save them, or nobody knows that the captain is out of order. We could have the ship for ourselves, and we could be the king's Skrulirians of the sea under my command.
Under which command?
The Skrulirian Takas's command.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote no for that.
I would like everyone to roll notice. If they have the skill, or if they don't have it, you just roll a d4.
1.
Notice. What is this?
Big old 3 from Garnar.
5.
Roll 1.
And you have a +2 to that, I believe, because you're a telescopic eyes, Takas. It doesn't say on the sheet, but your telescopic eyes mean that you have +2 to
Awesome.
notice
But
rolls.
then it's 7.
Yes. While you're all talking, Takas, you notice something ahead in the fog. You see a light, and out of the fog, you see a massive thing emerging. Another ship, it seems like. Another metal ship.
Samantha, I think I have seen the light. Look there, over there. Do you see it?
Do I see it through the fog?
You see it emerging, a ship almost larger than the Alacrity emerges from the fog, sailing straight towards you at high speed, not seemingly not changing its course. That's where we'll end this episode.
New friends for
No!
We'll see what happens next time.